My dear students, friends, and other viewers of this video. Today, I'm trying to solve many problems with the students and other working employees. In this video, what I want to explain you guys about my institute, about the courses which I'm delivering here, and you can say like the topics which we are going to cover throughout entire course. Now here, most of the time students as well as many of you used to give some time for inquiring about the courses and coming from a very long distance to some institutes or to different cities to just know about the course details and all things. As I am running an institute or I am running a center, so on behalf of that I want to explain you the complete entire things about my center, what all things we are offering here. In this now, first of all, let me explain that this center is only about the Java. Here we take classes only on Java basis. Java and its subsequent modules which is based on directly or indirectly based on Java itself. Now in this, that first in Java, most of you might be listening this Java is a very common word, and all the time you are listening that I am doing the Java course, I am working on Java, I am studying Java, many things. But here nowadays the main challenge before the students is how to choose any center, where to go for the course, and what all things we have to study. That's the main thing about the student, our student is worried about. Here there are some topics which I have designed for my institute, that what I am going to take here or what we are going to explain here, that is completely related to the industry and which is in current requirement, it is in demand. It's not like the very absolute technologies we are studying here and still we are going to search job on the basis of that absolute technologies which already have been disappeared from the market, right? So it's not like what we know that we have to teach, it's about the what is required that we wanted to teach you. Fine it is. Now again, here about the course when we talk about, so the course which is there that we have divided into 3 different modules. The 3 different modules which is, I'll explain you about this. First is the core and advanced Java. The term core and advanced Java is a very popular term, and most of the time students as well as any of the employees, those who wanted to upgrade their self or those who wanted to do anything in Java, they want to study anything, they used to ask about core and advanced Java first. See here in that core and advanced Java, what we have included is the one is that is core Java. Here what we include in the core Java is Java 2, 5, 6, 7 and 8, which is a latest one been released by Oracle. Now after this, in this core Java, see, when we say that we are studying the core Java, the things now comes like what we have studied in core Java. What is really important in the core Java? So most of the times what we have found The students are coming that no sir, I have studied core Java and all. But in core Java, the very important concepts which is there, they have not gone through that. Let's say I'm starting with that is a concept called as, or topic called as java.lang package. Now, next one is the exception handling. In the exception handling, when exactly we need to handle the exceptions, how to create the exceptions, how to create your user defined exceptions, and many new things which is got included in JDK 1.7 and other versions. So that also we are going to discuss here in our course. Then coming to a very important point, most of you might be aware with this, that is multi-threading concept. Multi-threading concept. In the multi-threading, what is our main focus and what focus we are giving on that? How to create your thread, what about the inter-thread communication, how to create your thread pool, right? It is what is the concurrency, what is synchronization concepts, and other APIs introduced in JDK 1.5, JDK 1.6, 1.7, like concurrent API, which is nowadays very popular. If you are going in interviews, most of the time they ask many questions from multi-threading, but in current IT trend, they are asking about the concurrent API. What is concurrent API? From that, different types of classes, abstract classes, and different concepts which got introduced. So we'll be discussing about that also. Again, now coming to collections. It's a very big topic, very vast topic we can say, and your selection procedure in the interview, you can say 80% of the cases depends on this topic. How much you are clear about this topic, what all concepts you are very clear about this topic. So we have to study this topic very carefully. We have to analyze each and everything. We have to go through about each implementation, how and what all ways these implementations has been given by the technology provider. So everything we have to see. Being in a technology, why we are calling this as a framework and all. So this is just one kind of introduction I am giving about this core Java. Now again, there is another concept called as IO package, very important concept. In that we'll be discussing here the almost all the APIs of IO package, as well as serialization, externalization, and other many things here, by giving you the real time examples which we'll be writing in class in front of you, and we'll be explaining everything. So this was about just the core. Like in core, the major topics which I have told you what we are going to discuss, even many topics I am not able to name here in this short span of time. Let's say like reflection, regular expressions, and many other things which is there, or many other topics which is there in that. Right now again I am coming to the advanced part. So that is what like we are calling it as in J2 SE, and again we are calling it as in J2 double E. Now that has been renewed to J2, or you can say like here JEE 7, that is Java Enterprise Edition 7. Now here in that, or so called advanced, why I am calling it as an advanced? Because you are more familiar with the name called as advanced Java. So in that we'll be discussing here with the JDBC, Java Database Connectivity, that is 4.0 API, It's a very important what we are going to discuss in these versions like 4.0 or what corresponding version we are going to discuss. Then again, servlets, that is 3.0. Previously we were studying servlet on the basis of XML. Now we are studying servlet on the basis of annotation. So here what we used to say, like the servlets which is there, what we are studying here, we will be seeing on the both concepts. One is XML based and second one is the annotation based. Again, let me remind you, in the core Java we discussed topic called as annotation, which is a very important topic again. If you have not gone through the annotation, maybe importance of annotation you will not understand in the core Java, but slowly or gradually when you are going for the advanced Java like servlets, frameworks, in the frameworks like Structs 1, Structs 2, JSF, JSF 2, Hibernate core, Hibernate annotation, or Spring, EJB, web services, or many other technologies as well as frameworks are available. There you will feel that you are not able to understand many concepts because of this annotation itself. So here we will be focusing properly on the basis of annotation also. Then again, now here we will be discussing again called as JSP. Now here when we are learning the JSP, that is again the abbreviation of Java server pages is the JSP. By doing all these things, now let's say we have studied all these things in a very proper manner, but just studying the things or doing the examples which we have seen in the classrooms or which our faculty has given is not the sufficient nowadays. Any company who is going to hire you, they need that from the day one itself you should be ready to work on the floor. If they don't want to give any kind of training, they don't want to give, apart, I'm not including all the companies, but there are some companies they don't want to give any training, or everybody wants their employees to start working from day one itself. So for that we must have to do some projects, right? And if we have not done any sort of projects properly, if you are not doing anything in that, so at least we will not be able to analyze which concept where to use and how to use, and that will be a most problematic situation for us, analyzing the scenario and according to the scenario applying the concepts and doing other things inside that. So we will be doing the projects after completing, like this is the core Java, JDBC, servlets and JSP. The one project which we will be covering, you can say like a kind of e-commerce project, in which the most at our level, at what level we are studying, every type of concepts we will try to use in that, and after using all these concepts we will try to implement in that, we will try to understand in that, like how we are doing these projects. We will be using design patterns in this project so that you can understand what is the uses of design pattern, how design patterns makes easy for your application, what all the naming conventions you are using in your application, in your project. Everything we take care properly in the case of this complete, like by studying these all things and doing the project. When we talk again that no, I have done core Java as well as the advanced Java. So nowadays if you will say just by knowing the JDBC and servlet and JSP that I am well known of advanced Java, okay, officially we can say that it is the part of advanced Java, but I don't think so that it is the advanced Java nowadays. Now advanced Java which is there, so called advanced Java, so you must have to include the frameworks also. Without frameworks, now it is very tough to survive in the industry. And in the frameworks also, we should be ready with the complete things like what we are going to study and what all the other things or other concepts of the frameworks are there, and timely we need to get upgraded ourselves. And many other topics which is there in the core Java, and that is the basic topics you can say, like OOPS concepts and other like literals, introduction, platform independency and all things. I have not discussed about that, but all these things also, but obvious it is that we will be discussing in our course contents. Now coming to next in the frameworks, it's a very important thing, and what we are going to discuss in the framework, whether we are just going to discuss in the basics or we are just going to discuss in complete in depth, that's a very important thing. Most of the time what fresher students used to think that no, I don't need that much of knowledge for the framework and all, if we just know the basic, that is more than sufficient for us. But it's not like, or that is not true, you can say. In the sense of knowledge or in the matter of knowledge, when we say I have more knowledge, I am a fresher, I am an experienced person, I have more and more knowledge, or I have less knowledge, that terms does not exist. Either you are a fresher or you are a working employee, or you are not doing anything, simply you have done BTech or academics you have completed and you are sitting here. If you have the knowledge, it means knowledge you have. There is no substitute, first of all, the knowledge. So if we have the knowledge, there are the n number of employers who are ready to give you the job, despite of whether what kind of BTech degree you have, MCA degree you have, or what you have done in that. So if you know the properly anything, that is going to pay you in all the ways. So here we are discussing about the framework. Frameworks. There are many frameworks. Many companies have designed their own frameworks in order to solve their organizational problems or application problems. But the general frameworks which all the times we used to discuss, that's what here we are going to see. General frameworks, which means, or the term I am using, general framework, like most of the cases, that is a common solution for the technologies. That is like the one which I am talking about is the Structs 1.x. Second one is Structs, it's 2.x. Then again JSF, it's a very important JSF. That is, again I am talking about JSF 1.x, and here that is the JSF 2.x. After that again, here like Struts 1.x, Struts 2.x, JSF 1.x, JSF 2.x. These all are the versions also I am mentioning here clearly, which we will be discussing. Then again now I am coming to the Hibernate. In that now we are dividing it into the two parts. The number one is core, and the second one we are talking about annotations. So Hibernate core and Hibernate annotation. This two is the very important topic nowadays, and by keeping the things in mind like current scenario, so like Hibernate core, of course it is important, but parallel to that Hibernate annotation is also very important topic, right? So you cannot leave this. Then again I am coming to the Spring 3.0. Recently Spring 4.0 also got introduced, so we are discussing this Spring 4.0. Now when I talk about like Struts 1, Struts 2, JSF 1, JSF 2, Hibernate core, Hibernate annotation, and Spring 3.0 as well as 4.0. Here in that, like we will be discussing each and every topic. It's not like the just introduction of the Struts 1.x or introduction of the Struts 2.x. Everything will be discussing in these cases, right? The complete architecture of a Struts 1.x, the in that Struts 1.x, like what all different form beans we have, types of all these, when to use and where to use parallel with that validations. In the validation also, that is basic validation and validation framework also will be discussing here. Now with that, one more is the very important one, is the action, that is the classes. So here when we talk about form bean, so in that form bean mainly there are the 6 type of form beans are available. In that, as 3 are static and 3 are dynamic, right? Again, when we talk about action classes, so these action classes is of 9 types. We'll discuss about all the different types of action classes, form beans, validations, and in that we're also going to discuss, that is the tiles framework also, right? So everything which is going to discuss in the, and corresponding to the same topics we are going to discuss in the case of Structs 2. Similarly, something you can find it something similar to that. I will not say that is the exact, but the sense of technology will be keep on going in these technologies also. Like in the case of Structs 1.x, JSF 1.x, JSF 2.x. Now when I am coming to the Hibernate, core and annotation, entire things will discuss in complete in depth. Now here when I am talking about 4.x, that is Spring 3.0 or 4.0. So in Spring core, like IOC, AOP, Spring security, transactions, integrations, everything we will discuss here. Now again, when I am coming to the last module which I have designed here, but before going to the last module, what we'll start doing here, we'll do first one project on the basis of Structs 1.x by related the corresponding technologies. Now the same projects we will try to do in the case of Structs 2 also, the same project, so that we'll be easily able to understand where to use Structs 1.x and where to use Structs 2.x. What is difference between Structs 1.x and what is difference between Structs 2.x? Which component where to use in the case of the projects which are developing by Structs 1.x, or which all concepts to use in the case of other projects by using Structs 2.x, and similar in this also cases. When we talk about the substitute of the JDBC, so that already everybody knows, that is the Hibernate is there, and so instead of JDBC we will be using Hibernate. So the time or the subsequent videos will come, in that I will be explaining completely or complete in depth about the Hibernate also, Hibernate annotation also, and all the frameworks. So you just keep on watching these videos and wait till the time what we are going to upload these videos of these corresponding topics, right? Now coming to the last module, the last module which we have is the distributed technologies. In the distributed technologies, what all things we are going to discuss, that now I will be explaining you. Distributed technologies. Distributed technologies. In this now, first one, like EJB. Hope you know about the EJB. So in EJB 2.0 or 3.0, both will discuss here, right? Now in that again, RMI, JMS, JTS, JAS, JPA. In that now, after discussing this again, now inside this itself, we'll discuss like J2EE design pattern, and after that again, that is XML and web services. Now, it's a very important topic, I can say. And when I'm talking about the very important topic, so in this topic, what we are going to discuss now, see, it's a complete in depth we are going to discuss this XML web services also, which is more and more useful for the working employees, those who are working or they have the project on these web services and all other things. In that now, like SOAP as well as RESTful web services also we are going to discuss, right? So this is one introduction about the topics or what all topics I am going to cover in my complete syllabus. Just now I have given something details about all these topics. Now here in that, when we talk, or sometimes we say that on this technology job is there, on that technology job is more, or in this technology job is not there. So when we start learning the Java, in Java you are just, you can say you are just starting your career with Java. It's not like you have completely ended your career with the Java. It is just a gateway to start the things. And nowadays, I can say out of 10 technologies, the 7 technology which is coming in the market, that is completely based on Java itself. So if you are learning Java in a proper manner, and what all the course content, what all the syllabus which we are offering, so most of the companies, most of the technical recruiters are looking for these topic candidates. So here we'll be offering you all these technologies in a complete in-depth manner, so that for you it will be easy to get the job and you can enhance your skills and knowledge more and more, right? It is now, again, when we develop any application, apart from these tools, there are the many things which is important for a project. It's not like just by knowing the technology, just by knowing the frameworks, you can develop a project. There are the many small tools which is required in order to develop the project. And it's not like all the time you will be outsourcing the different components resources, which may not be feasible for your company and even for you also. Like let's say, for example, I'll give, if you're working with the JDBC or you're working with the Hibernate, you should have the good knowledge, you can say, or you can say average knowledge of database concepts also. So if you are not aware about the database concepts, so somehow you will struggle to understand JDBC as well as Hibernate. So that is a, for example, like it's a small topic in the sense, for us it is a small topic, overall it is a very big topic, but for us, like as in Java developers, it is a small topic. Let's say like that is the Oracle, like 10G or other versions which is there, MySQL, PLSQL, these topics which is there supposed to be a very important topic in interviews also. In interviews, most of the time when interviewer asks questions like you are there in the fresher or you are there in the experienced. If you are there in the freshers, they'll ask one question that do you know database? Yes, you know the database. So they may give you some basics queries to write in the database, or if you have given JDBC or Hibernate, so by default they'll be start asking the database queries also, write down these queries. So I can say that is around 20 to 30%, it is going to help in your job. Now, like that itself. So here in JTC or Java Training Center, Noida, as well as the Greater Noida, we are going to discuss these all things also, which is required at least for the interviews. In interviews, what all different types of questions they can ask, or else when you're working with the JDBC or you're working with the Hibernate, what all different types of questions they may ask you from this, or what all uses or what all the different kinds of uses of these all things you can get in your applications. That all things we will discuss here about this also. Like this itself, I'll tell you some more tools, you can say that is the development tools. My writing is not so good, so try to understand it somehow, right? So in that now, like here Ant, hope you know about this Ant, or if you don't know, then in the further videos I'll be giving you the complete details about this. What is Ant, Log4j, again Ant, Log4j, Ajax, CVS, Maven, and like here something servers which is there. So in the servers we are talking about, notice this servers when we are talking about, so in the server we are talking about JBoss, MyClip, Apache, Tomcat Apache, and WebLogic also. So about these servers also I'll be uploading videos like how to use these servers, how to deploy the projects and all things, the complete step-by-step procedures I'll be giving in the further videos. So this is what are complete things. Now, if you know all these technologies as a fresher also, so first of all, as a fresher, if you are aware about these technologies and that too in a complete in-depth manner, it's a big deal for you. And the time which we need to give for this technology, that is in a full-time manner, like you have to be complete sincere for this studies, is the around 6 to 7 months of time completely you need to devote for the Java. If you are giving this much of time, and the 6 to 7 months of time, around daily you need to give 6 to 7 hours of your time for the studies. If you are giving this much time, you can understand Java in an easy manner, you will be having a good command over Java, and the most important thing, if you wanted to switch your job, you can easily do that. If you are the fresher, you will find many recruiters, those who are calling you, you are going attending interviews, because as in market now it is also, will see there is a shortage of these all resources, right? So in all the ways it is going to help you. And in that, so the topic names from starting to the end, what all things I have given you here, what all things I have named here. I'll be uploading videos on all the topics in a complete in-depth manner by time to time. Just what you need to do is to wait for the right time and for the right videos which you are searching for. If you have any choice, like you want videos on this particular topic, or you are facing problem with any of the concepts, you are facing problem with any of the topics, please write us in the different forms in your in our comment box, and you can mail us, or there are the different ways, social media is there, you can approach us and we'll be helping you in all the ways. Thank you.